So I went to a few different universities. I actually was going for mortuary science. I was going to take over the family
Wow.
business. My dad owned funeral homes my whole life. My dad is kind of a natural comedian. You kind of have to be to be in that industry. There's a joke I tell where my dad, he actually made the comment to me, I've applied more makeup than you ever will, which is a really strange conversation to have with your father unless you're one of the Kardashians.
That's great. So you like grew up around a funeral home?
So my sixth grade birthday slumber party was in the funeral home. So oh my goodness, there are people I graduated with that I went to elementary school with that will still talk about Amanda Hacker's slumber party in the funeral home because you just don't hear of that. But we
Right.
lived in the funeral home, so why not have the slumber party there?
That's awesome. That's like a night of a not sleepover. Nobody's
Hmm.
sleeping during that night.
Right. Well, and the number of 12-year-old girls that wouldn't even walk down the hall because my dad happened to have bodies there at the same time because they had
Oh my
active
God.
funerals going on. And so, yeah, that was a funny story too. Girls just being scared to be in the building.
That is wild. You were literally like surrounded by death. I imagine that that shapes your worldview, your outlook on life.
Absolutely. Well, like I was saying, to grow up in that and be around that, you had to have a sense of humor because otherwise you would just carry everybody else's pain. You know, when you work in that industry, your day of work is always going to be somebody's worst day of their life, this earth shattering day. So you kind of have to have a sense of humor to really grasp that.
What about your mom? Was she part of the family business?
She was until she actually had a massive stroke when I was 10 and ended up in a nursing home for the last 14 years of her life. So I also grew up in nursing homes visiting my mom. And that was also a huge reason why I had to have a sense of humor